The world of celebrity scandals thrives on drama, emotion, and shocking revelations. When a name like Britney Spears enters the conversation, it is never small news. She has lived in the public eye for decades, surviving fame, control, heartbreak, and finally fighting her way to freedom. But freedom has not come quietly for the princess of pop. Recently, Britney Spears stunned the internet yet again with a bold, unapologetic nude post
I just want to be a happy person.
that quickly ignited headlines across the globe. What seemed like another act of expression soon turned into a public war.
I think the best thing you can do is to provide support in that moment, and that
With her ex-husband Sam Asghari, who did not stay silent. His response was sharp, biting, and brutally direct, leaving fans debating who was right and who crossed the line. This story is more than just a celebrity posting a picture. It is about love turned sour, freedom turning into defiance, and the complicated way in which relationships play out under the spotlight of fame. Today, we are diving deep into how Britney Spears' bold post set off a firestorm, what Sam Asghari really said in his Clapback, and whether this is a sign of unresolved pain or a new chapter of independence for Britney. Stick around, because the details are as dramatic as any Hollywood movie, and the emotions at play are raw, unfiltered, and painfully real. Britney Spears. Bold move. Britney Spears has never been afraid to shock the world. From her days in the early 2000s when she pushed pop culture boundaries with her music videos, to her rebellious Las Vegas nights, she has constantly challenged what people expect from her. But in 2025, her Instagram has become her main stage. Since gaining her freedom from the conservatorship in 2021, Britney has used social media not just as a platform to share her life, but as a weapon to reclaim her voice. Her latest post was a bold, nude photo that instantly sent shockwaves across the internet. Posed unapologetically, she made no attempt to hide behind filters or carefully crafted captions. Instead, the image screamed confidence, independence, and a refusal to be controlled any longer. For her fans, it was a celebration of the Britney they had fought for, a woman taking full ownership of her body and choices. But for others, it was controversial, raising questions about whether she was spiraling once again. The power of the post did not lie in the image alone, but in the symbolism. Britney Spears was once told what to wear, how to act, and even when to perform. Now she bears herself to the world without hesitation, and the statement is loud and clear. She is not the property of anyone anymore. Enter Sam Asghari. Sam Asghari, the model and actor who was once Britney Spears' biggest supporter, has now become one of her most vocal critics. Their relationship, which began as a fairy tale romance on the set of one of her music videos, quickly grew into marriage. For years, Sam appeared to be her rock, standing by her through the battles of the conservatorship and cheering her on when she finally won her freedom. But behind the smiles, there were cracks in the foundation. When their marriage collapsed in 2023, it shocked fans who had believed that Britney had finally found happiness. Reports of arguments, mistrust, and emotional struggles filled tabloids, and Sam filed for divorce, ending a chapter that many thought would last forever. Since then, the two have maintained a distance, but the wounds clearly have not healed. So when Britney posted her nude photo, it was not just fans who reacted. Sam Asghari stepped into the spotlight once again, delivering a clapback that revealed more bitterness than anyone expected. The clapback heard around the world. Sam Asghari did not hold back. In his public statement, he criticized Britney Spears for what he called reckless behavior. He accused her of seeking attention in destructive ways, questioning whether these posts were really about freedom or if they were cries for help. His words were sharp, accusing, and brutally honest. For someone who once called Britney the love of his life, the tone shocked many. According to Sam, her post was not empowerment,
The public, likes to judge.
but exploitation of her. He even went as far as to suggest that Britney was surrounded by people who encouraged her worst impulses rather than supporting her stability. The internet, of course, exploded. Britney's fans, known for their loyalty and ferocity, rushed to her defense, attacking Sam for attempting to control her even after their split. They reminded him that Britney had fought for years to break free from controlling men, and that his words only echoed the same narrative she had been forced to live under. But others agreed with Sam, pointing out that Britney's posts often raise concern, and that maybe his brutal honesty came from a place of care, even if it was poorly delivered. A relationship written in drama. To understand why this clapback cuts so deeply, one has to look back at Britney and Sam's relationship. Their story started with charm and sweetness, but it quickly became a roller coaster of passion and pain. Britney saw Sam as her anchor, the man who stood by her when the world doubted her sanity. Sam, in turn, built much of his public identity around being Britney's loyal partner. But fame, money, and constant attention have a way of turning love into pressure. When they married in 2022, their wedding was painted as a fairy tale, but reports later surfaced that they fought constantly behind closed doors. Some insiders claimed Britney struggled with trust, while Sam felt overshadowed by her fame. Their split was not amicable, and although both attempted to move forward, the bitterness lingered. So when Britney dared to post something as bold as a nude, it was more than just another Instagram update. It was a reminder to Sam of the woman he once tried to protect and now felt he needed to criticize. Britney's silence. Interestingly, Britney Spears has not responded directly to Sam Asghari's clapback. Her silence has spoken volumes. For someone who has spent her life being told how to behave, not replying may be her most powerful move. Instead of engaging in a public war of words, she continues to post on social media as she pleases, proving that her life is no longer dictated by what others say. Fans interpret her silence as defiance. They believe that Britney is making a statement. She does not owe Sam, the media, or anyone else an explanation. In many ways, her refusal to respond has only fueled her image as a woman who will not be dragged into negativity anymore. She chooses her narrative, and that in itself is powerful. The internet takes sides. As expected, the internet has turned this feud into a battleground. On one side are the loyal Britney fans who believe that every move she makes is an act of resistance against years of control. They argue that her posts, no matter how shocking, represent freedom, and that Sam has no right to interfere with her journey. On the other side are those who echo Sam's concerns. They question whether Britney is truly in control of her choices, or if she is being manipulated by people around her. Some fear that her behavior could spiral into something dangerous, and that her posts are signs of unresolved struggles. This division is not new for Britney. Her entire career has been defined by debates over whether she is a victim, a survivor, or a rebel. But what is undeniable is that she continues to dominate headlines, proving that she is still one of the most captivating figures in pop culture. Why Britney Spears? Nude post matters. At first glance, Britney's post might look like nothing more than a celebrity being provocative. But when placed in the context of her life, it carries much deeper meaning. For years, Britney's body was controlled by others. Her performances, outfits, and even her medical decisions were dictated by a conservatorship. Posting a nude photo is not just about shock value. It is about reclaiming what was once stolen from her. It is an act of rebellion, but also an act of healing. Britney has made it clear in the past that sharing her truth is therapeutic. Her fans understand this, which is why they defend her so fiercely. The controversy around the post reveals how society still struggles to accept women who take ownership of their sexuality, especially when they do so unapologetically. Sam Asghari's motivations. Why would Sam Asghari choose to respond so harshly?
I can't sit here and lie and say, oh, it wasn't good for me. Of course, it gives you,
Knowing the backlash he would face. Some believe his motivations are rooted in hurt and betrayal. After all, he devoted years of his life to Britney, only to see the relationship end in heartbreak. Perhaps his criticism is less about the photo itself, and more about the pain he still carries. Others speculate that Sam wants to protect his own image. Being associated with Britney means living under constant public scrutiny, and her unpredictable behavior could reflect back on him. By distancing himself publicly, he may be trying to preserve his own career and reputation. Whatever the reason, his clapback has cemented him as more than just an ex-husband. He is now a central figure in the ongoing narrative of Britney's post-conservatorship life. The larger picture. What makes this story so gripping is not just the feud between Britney and Sam, but what it represents in a larger cultural context. Britney Spears has become a symbol of resilience, freedom, and rebellion. Every move she makes is dissected as part of a bigger battle over autonomy and control. Her nude post is not just about her. It raises questions about how society views women, fame, and self-expression. Sam's clapback, in turn, reflects the uncomfortable truth that even those closest to Britney struggle to accept her choices. The road ahead. So, where does this leave Britney Spears and Sam Asghari? For Britney, the road ahead is one of continued independence. She has proven that she will not bow to criticism, whether it comes from her ex-husband or the public. Her social media will likely remain her stage, and fans will continue to watch every move. For Sam, the future is less clear. His decision to engage in this public feud could either bring him sympathy as a concerned ex or label him as another figure trying to control Britney. Either way, his words have ensured that he will remain tied to her story for years to come. At the end of the day, Britney Spears' bold nude post is more than just a scandal. It is a symbol of a woman who refuses to be silenced, no matter how uncomfortable her choices may make others. Sam Asghari's clapback is equally symbolic, a reminder that the wounds of their relationship run deep and that love can quickly turn into criticism when hearts are broken. The world may never know the full truth of their private battles, but what is clear is that Britney Spears continues to command attention like no other. Whether she is praised or criticized, she remains unforgettable. And in the world of celebrity culture, that is the ultimate power.